So the other aspect is that with CI, we're releasing this new user interface, which is more enthusiast-friendly, more dealer-friendly, and doesn't remove any of the sophistication of the current user interface. You still have access to this extreme flexibility, these very advanced settings. If you want to adjust the way the algorithm works, it's still available. It's just not as easy to find. And there's one path, which is the basic mode, and another path, which is the expert mode, whereby you unlock all the advanced features if you want to play around with them. The really great thing is that it's a really consistent experience. Once you get an Altitude CI, unbox it. In fact, would it be a good time to give you a very quick sneak preview of the user interface?
Sure. Please.
So, start from scratch. You unbox your unit. You download the app. You start the app. If, by the way, by default, the Altitude CI is going to be delivered as an 8-channel unit. If it's ordered as a 12, then the extra software channels are going to be added to it through our extranet by our network of partners, which means that when you're going to set it up for the first time, there's going to be a notification here saying 4 extra channels available. Click, download it, done. Then double click and you get the user interface. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need to go back and forth through various different softwares to get your systems up and running. Everything is included in a coherent, a very simpler to use than before a user interface that is responsive, multi-platform, and which looks like this. At first, you will not get here because there's no built-in preset. At first, you will get straight into the configuration wizard. And as you see, you have to read, there's contextual help, and we're basically hand-holding you all the way through the process. The first step is to basically enter the dimensions of your room because it's nice to make it look like yours, and also because some of this data will be used later on for waveforming. To optimize waveforming result, we need to know the length of your room. That's where we get it from you. Next step, we're just going to declare your speaker layout. And that can now be done with just a few clicks. Let's say we want to do 944. I select my base template and I add my 3 extra subwoofers because who wouldn't do waveforming? Then if I want to go beyond that, I click expert mode and I can add a top channel for Orbo as an example. Here I've got all the available channels we support with the bug that's going to soon disappear. And you get the idea. Next, routing. If you want to do everything through Dante, just click Dante. We're going to route everything like that. And maybe your subwoofer, you want them to go through the analog outputs because they're active subs. And then you just play noise to make sure that it's routed where it should be. And next, you save the preset because your configuration is done. And from there, got 2 options. Either go on and play content on your uncalibrated systems, or going to the calibration, which supposedly is the main reason you got a Trinnov in the first place. That's for a calibration technology. Again, it's a step-by-step process, which is self-explanatory. For those who have used Trinnov, we used to have a self-powered microphone with a battery built in. That's gone. It's now getting power from the processor, which means that you don't have to power it on and off when you're instructed to do so. The unit's going to do it itself in the process when needed. The other thing is every microphone are individually calibrated at the factory. And they used to come on the compensation file used to come on a USB stick. You would have to insert into the processor, update the file, select it. Now it's pulled from the microphone into the processor, and that's when you have your green tick. So you literally just have to plug it and follow the process. These are just instructions. This is just making sure we've got sound everywhere, either with a automatic rotation of pink noise, or by manually clicking on all the speakers and making sure we've got noise everywhere. If there's too much level difference between all the speakers, again, you can go into expert mode and basically implement some offset because your front speakers are higher than the surrounds and tops. It's pretty straightforward. Then you click next.
That does not have to be precise. The optimizer will do the precise adjustment. That's just getting in the ballpark so that some speakers are blowing you out of ring while others aren't light enough to get a good band.
Yeah. And here we're basically guiding you through the process, asking you how do you want to do it? Do you want multiple measurements for the basic calibration, or are you going to use waveforming or not? I'm going to do waveforming just to show you how we've integrated the waveforming process into it. We've added, feature that allows you to work outside of the room if you don't want to live through those loud bursts. So there's a timer, so that when you calibrate, it gives you 5 seconds and up to 30 if you work very slowly to get out. You get all the information in real time from the calibration right at your fingertips. For advanced users, if there's any problem, we can unblock and override the default settings for the calibration, so you don't have to go back and forth into different pages. Then you move on. Emitting subs, absorbing subs, select them like that. Then automatically gives you where you should place the microphone for the waveforming calibration. Shows you the distance, shows you where you shouldn't place the microphone. Gives you the opportunity to do next, and then calibrate those measurement point one by one. And you don't have to keep track on a piece of paper because it's going to tell you exactly which one is calibrated, which one isn't. And basically from there, if you go through the process, of course, we're not doing it here, you're done. And then you've got your working unit. That's the homepage. That's pretty much day-to-day operation. That's kind of an extended view of the app, and which is consistent design. If you've used the mobile app, you would recognize some graphical pattern here. So source selection, some information about the incoming signal, volume control, all the basic stuff that you need on a daily basis. With the addition of having gearboxes here, if you want to customize your sources, and let's say rename them or display Dante as an input if you're in studio application, you hit the shortcut here, the gearbox, and you come and rename your sources, etc., etc. If you want to clean up your presets because some of them are irrelevant, same, you've got your shortcut to get to the preset page here. If you want to set up the decoders and say that, okay, for my left rear surrounds, I want that channel to be decoded. That's all doable with straight shortcuts you can see here. And last, just a few examples, because then it could go on and on and on and on. Target curve, a lot quicker than before to edit. So if you want to have, let's say, a downward curve across all speakers, you can draw it like this. If you want to, let's say, edit on top of that only the surround speakers to give them a little more tilt because they're aggressive, you can do that without affecting the left and the right. Although the part of the left was still selected, my bad. But you get it. And in fact, if I select calibrated preset, on top of the target curve, you see also the before and after correction response. So you can see the effect of the target curve, whether the target curve hits the result or not. So yeah, it's much more intuitive. You're handheld through the process. And I guess that gives you first nice quick overview. Now if you go back to the presentation,